tonight. Slight chance of thunderstorms. Lows level off around 57. Slight chance for storms tomorrow. Highs around 75. Get weather anytime by calling 824-6101 or online at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Right now, 52.
WTIM.
You're listening to WTIM, your information station. Time now for your expanded local news. I'm Reed Kamai. The Taylorville City Council met yesterday evening to discuss approval of several new ordinances. All of the ordinances and discussion in the council meeting were approved aside from one. A motion to utilize Solar on Earth to complete the application for the Illinois Shines program was put into place. It never reached a second motion and therefore failed to move any further. When the chance to speak as a member of the public arose, only one person reached out, asking for clarity on budget spending and the allocation of taxpayer dollars. The Christian County Board will meet this evening at 6 with a full agenda covering appointments, infrastructure projects, tax-related discussion, and several policy and funding decisions. Among the items on the agenda are multiple fire district board appointments, including trustees for Taylorville, Owanaco, and Nokomis fire protection districts. The board will also hear a presentation on real estate taxes from county officials Jody Badman, Betty Osmussen, and Chad Cody. In new business, supervisors will consider a resolution supporting state legislation that would ban the use of eminent domain for carbon dioxide pipeline projects. Several committee reports are also scheduled, including Highway, Building and Grounds, zoning, and environmental matters. Those discussions include a special use permit extension request, a safety grant, a possible agreement on asphalt equipment, and updates on jail and courthouse maintenance projects such as tuck pointing and shower floor repairs. The Executive and Personnel Committee will take up items including an updated EMA report, courthouse security system proposals, and agreements for juvenile detention services with neighboring counties. The Audit, Finance, and Purchasing Committee is also expected to review April claims, remaining jail renovation funds, and several policy and facility-related referrals. Other agenda items include community cleanup grant recommendations for several area communities, agreements with the University of Illinois Extension, and multiple compensation ordinances for county officials, including the assessor, treasurer, county clerk, and supervisor of assessments. The meeting wraps up with per diem reports and adjournment, with the next board meeting scheduled for May 19th at 6. Taking care of ourselves has always been an area that we've strived to improve on, whether that's physical, mental, or spiritual. One area that often gets neglected is through your relationship. The Taylorville Christian Church will be holding a couples conference on Saturday from 8:30 to 3 in order to talk about an area of your life that maybe does not get talked about a whole lot, your relationship with your significant other. Neil Ferris with Taylorville Christian Church says that this conference is for everyone, whether you have been with your partner for 6 weeks or 60 years.
Programming for kids, and we've got programming for our youth, and we've got all kinds of programming. And I've got 2 little girls they're toddler age, but we get to raising them right and running all over the place. And if you're not careful, your marriage can take a back seat, or whatever kind of relationship you're in, a dating relationship, engaged, whatever that might look like for you. And so, we want to make sure that this is something that's important, right? That you get to spend time with your spouse or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your fiance and get to build in your relationship that way.
Yeah. So being able to have that time, being able to spend time with your loved one.
Al and Lisa Robertson from the TV show Duck Dynasty will be the guest speakers. Ferris says they have quite the story to tell.
We're really excited. It's going to be hosted at TCC off of Webster. So, and what we're really excited about is we've got special guest speakers coming. Al and Lisa Robertson from Duck Dynasty. You'll recognize the Robertson name from the TV show. Al is the oldest brother of that family. He's in a couple episodes. The Willie and Jace, the younger brothers, are in it a lot more. But Al and Lisa have an amazing story of their marriage, and just they had some really rough patches in their marriage, and they came out on the other side stronger and stayed together. And they've just got an amazing story. So they're going to be here on that day to share their story and to share some of the tips they have for us how to build a healthy marriage. And I think what's perfect is, we want this to be a place for every couple, right? Whether you feel you're really strong in your relationship, or if you're struggling, or maybe you're even getting to that point where maybe you think it's too late. We're hoping that through Al and Lisa's story of redemption and the grace that they have through Jesus and their relationship they have with each other, that you'll realize it's never too late, and that you can rebuild.
There are still plenty of spaces available, but registration closes tomorrow. Ferris talks a bit about the schedule and says that there will be Chick-fil-A for lunch.
On that Saturday, check-in, like I said, will start at 8. Al and Lisa are doing something really cool from 8 to 9. It's just there's going to be coffee and donuts in our, we call it the hub, but like our Family Life Center. And they just want to meet you and kind of eat donuts and coffee and kind of be there and kind of mill about and talk. And so they'll do that for about an hour. The conference is going to start at 9. And so what it's going to look like is we'll have some worship. We've got a worship band that's going to lead some worship from about 9 to 9:30. And then Al and Lisa are going to speak the rest of the morning. There's a break in there at some point in between for everybody to go to the bathroom, get a drink, whatever you might need to do, and then we'll come back. The other cool thing is in your registration fee, lunch is provided from Chick-fil-A. So we'll have catered Chick-fil-A lunch. And so then we'll eat lunch together, have some discussion time over the morning session, and then we'll come back in the afternoon with some more worship. And then Al and Lisa will wrap up with their second session. And I think they're going to try to do a Q&A session there near the end as well. And then we'll wrap up around 3 o'clock.
Childcare will not be provided. You can register at tayl.info/couples. Find out more information on the conference by visiting the Taylorville Christian Church's website and Facebook page. Neil Ferris appeared as a guest on the WTIM morning show. The Christian County Multi-Jurisdictional All Hazards Mitigation Planning Committee met last week at the Taylorville Fire Department. 33 various officials from townships in Christian County appeared to render new mitigation project plans to be added to Christian County's request for state funding. The Illinois Emergency Management Office of Homeland Security, or IEMA OHS, is responsible for reviewing and granting funds based on requests sent in for each county in the state of Illinois. The varying counties mention projects that they have completed, projects that are currently ongoing, as well as projects that have not yet been started. Committee organizer Andrea Campbell mentioned that in order to be approved for IEMA OHS grants, the projects that each individual jurisdiction is requesting funding for must be hazard and emergency mitigation related. Also, according to Campbell, the proposed projects must be only for the requesting jurisdiction.
Video monitoring systems, dump trucks, Humvees, sidewalk repair, helipads, I'm trying to think of some others like that. And these are all real life examples. I can give you all the time. But this is what we consider not to be mitigation. All right? But when in doubt, put it down. Let us make that judgment call, because if you don't ask, I can't tell you yes. Okay? So, to be included in the plan, each participating jurisdiction needs to have a list of projects and activities. You gotta have at least one. I'll probably add to it. But we need at least one project if you're going to be a participating jurisdiction. You don't have to get approval for your projects from the county or any other jurisdictions. It's specifically for you. It's tailored to your jurisdiction. Okay? So, it's what you'd like to accomplish if funding becomes available. All right? So, this list does not obligate you to fund or complete the projects. Okay? Again, I'm going to say these a couple times. I'll say it next time. If anybody's concerned about putting a project down that they don't know where the funds are going to come from, that's okay. You're not programming this in, and you have to complete it. It's what you'd like. It's your wish list. Okay? So, the other thing is, projects included on your list are for your jurisdiction only, unless you've got somebody else that you're doing a joint project with and you're both putting it down. You can't propose a project. Taylorville can't propose a project for payment. I'm sorry. You just don't have that kind of jurisdiction.
The list of mitigation projects could potentially include installation of power generators to provide uninterrupted power to critical systems, or landscape barriers like snow fences to keep emergency routes to critical facilities, such as schools or hospitals, safe and open. The next mitigation meeting will review topics from last week's meeting. Also in the upcoming meeting, officials from Christian County towns, villages, and cities will hand in their lists of projects. Stay tuned to TaylorvilleDailyNews.com to find additional information following the next mitigation meeting. And now, a word from First National Bank in Taylorville.
At First National Bank in Taylorville, just west of the square, we've spent 70 years being your local bank. The bank where relationships matter, because we've been part of this community for generations. I'm President Jared Beckham. Life moves fast. Families grow, businesses change, even banks come and go. But one thing stays the same. First National Bank in Taylorville has been here for you, and will be here for the next generation too. Serving Taylorville for 70 years, First National Bank in Taylorville. First every time, member FDIC.
The countdown is on inside the final month before Taylorville High School's prom. It's scheduled for Saturday, May 2nd from 7 to 10 at the Dolph Stanley Gymnasium. In addition, the general public will be welcomed to take in the coronation of prom king and queen during the event. The theme this year is Aloha After Dark. THS prom committee members Sawyer Dempsey and Hope Kitzman, along with committee advisor Cheryl Potter, say the committee voted on the theme after receiving a host of ideas.
Well, the theme is like a tropic theme. The official name is Aloha After Dark, which is a bit odd considering aloha means hello, so it's basically hello after dark. But
Okay.
I digress. But
So it's a tropical theme, Aloha After Dark. So it's all beach and tropical, and it's supposed to just make it, we're going to transform the gym to be like you're in Hawaii.
It's completely student voted. So we have a group of juniors that is completely volunteer based. We, in January, put an announcement out saying anybody who wants to be part of the prom committee can start coming to meetings. And we had about 8 volunteers choose to come. And then we start saying, let's develop a theme. And they start throwing out ideas, and then we put it to a vote, and majority wins. And this is what they decided on. We had quite a few different theme ideas. They had wonderful ideas, and they developed them. They came up with different decorations. They came up with different colors. And by majority vote, they came up with Aloha After Dark.
The coronation will take place at 8, and the general public is invited to attend that portion of the prom night.
We'll start letting everybody from the public in about 7:45, 7:50. They'll head up to the bleachers just like they're coming to see any sporting event, and be able to watch coronation from start to finish and find out who this year's prom king and queen are. They will, of course, also see last year's prom king and queen give their crown over to this year's prom king and queen. But 7:45 is when we'll open those doors to the public to see the coronation at 8 p.m. It's fun to see who walks in the door, because sometimes it's parents of students who have graduated. Sometimes it's just community members that we see at typical sporting events who are just excited that these students are part of something. And that is one of the reasons that we really want the community to be there, because it is a community event. I mean, it is something that we want to encourage and highlight our students for.
For the student committee members, there is a significant time commitment as part of the endeavor. Much of it is backlogged for the day prior to the prom when they decorate the gym.
one poster I made, which you might, if you're a student listening to this or watching on the camera next to me, you might have seen it. The one with the weird horse holding the camera. I made that one and a few others that are a little bit more detailed. But I took the horse one was a little bit easier to make, but the one with some of the other ones were a bit harder to take because I had to fix stuff every 5 seconds, mess with stuff because I'm not very experienced with Canva, but I tried my best.
So yeah, it is a big time commitment, but like he said, we do a little bit of it outside. So all the posters, we make those on our own. And with it being in the mornings, it works really well for me because I do play a spring sport. But then we also, on the Friday before prom, we are all out decorating. So we are out of class on Friday and we decorate because that is the only time we, A, can get the gym, and then B, all be in there at that time. So that is probably our biggest time commitment because we have so many decorations to build in less than 12 hours to make the gym transform into prom.
Both Dempsey and Kitzman say they enjoy being on the prom committee for doing something for their peers and for taking in the final product of their work.
It varies from me. Like, yes, the main reason is because I wanted to impress a girl I like, but I'm kind of moving away from that and just wanting to be like, hey, I'm just doing this for the sake of the school. But even because I'm the odd man out of the committee at times.
I would say definitely. I think I'm looking forward to most is on Friday when we finally see all the decorations that we've ordered and like they're all together and just the gym is going to be completely transformed because it is a long process and you're hoping the stuff that you order looks just like you have pictured in your head. And I think Friday will be the most rewarding day.
Tickets will be on sale the week before the prom and are available for juniors and seniors along with their guests. More information on Taylorville High School is available at ths.tcusd3.org. Sawyer Dempsey, Hope Ketzman, and Cheryl Potter appeared as guests on the WTIM Morning Show as part of our monthly Taylorville Schools Good News segment. Kiwanis members welcomed Lindsay Eyre at their Tuesday luncheon last week at the Taylorville Moose Lodge. Eyre is a youth resource advocate with the Illinois Coalition for Community Services. ICCS works to bring positive change to youth, families, and communities, providing encouragement and opportunities for growth. Eyre informed the Kiwanis members that ICCS is committed to assisting communities with improved job options and reduced truancy and violence among youth. The focus of ICCS is to help youth and young adults aged 11 to 24 lead more productive lives. ICCS offers community youth services to address some of the common challenges that affect youth. Several youth-based concerns are monitored by ICCS, including youth unemployment rates, youth poverty, and adolescent drug abuse. In Taylorville, the ICCS has partnered with the Christian County Health Department and the Christian County YMCA in an effort to reach those in need of assistance. For more information regarding the Illinois Coalition for Community Services, you can visit their webpage at iccscares.org. As a reminder, the Taylorville Kiwanis Club will be hosting its annual all-you-can-eat pancake and sausage breakfast fundraiser this Saturday. Serving will begin at 6:30 and continue until 11 at the Taylorville Moose Lodge. All proceeds are utilized to serve local youth activities. The Taylorville Kiwanis Club is part of a global organization of volunteers dedicated to improving the world one child and one community at a time. Weekly meetings are held Tuesdays at noon at the Taylorville Moose Lodge. For information on the club, go to taylorvillekiwanis.com or email the club at taylorvillekiwanis@gmail.com. Another great learning experience for those enrolled in the Illinois Ag Leadership Foundation program. Ethan acts as a senior manager in training and development for Growmark. He's participating in the class of 2027. A key takeaway for him, a trip to Washington, D.C. and seeing policy discussion firsthand. The Illinois Ag Leadership Foundation was created in the 1980s. More information is available at agleadership.org. Now to obituaries, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. 78-year-old Melvin Charles Wempen Jr. of Raymond died last Thursday. Visitation took place on Sunday with the funeral service on Monday. Burial took place at Elm Lawn Cemetery. 80-year-old Roy L. Conrad of Taylorville died last Wednesday. The funeral service is today at 11 at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. Burial will be at Oak Hill Cemetery. Arrangements are being handled by Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. And 79-year-old Gary L. Carr of Bonita Spring, Florida, died March 27th. A memorial service will take place June 27th at 2 at Blue Mound Civic Center in Blue Mound. Burial will be at Hall Cemetery. Arrangements are being handled by McClure Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Taylorville. Get local news anytime at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com and every hour as well right here on WTIM.